G'day, this is Simon from the Brackets here at an awesome South OC Cars and Coffee. Great turnout today, some really special cars at Ferrari I'm going to show you in a moment. Cool Nash hot rod as well, some great motorcycles. Let's swing the camera around and go for a walk and check them out. So starting off with James's Camaro. No, that's right, my car's still not on the road. Then we go to Tony's beautiful F12. Next to it, speaking of beautiful, this is a brand new Ferrari Roma. This is one of the more affordable Ferraris. It's a brand new chassis, brand new interior. It's actually a V8, it's not a V12 like Tony's F12 is. One of the most beautiful interiors, which they say is going to be carried over into future models. It's a really interesting car because it doesn't look like other Ferraris. You can see design cues, you know, when you look at them between Tony's car and this car, you can see some similarities, but when you get to the back, it's a very different look. You know, there's Tony's F12, that classic Ferrari look. This has gone to a whole different look with those four tail lights that aren't round anymore, which is obviously a Ferrari signature look. Really interesting, nice car, beautiful color, great to see it here. Let's go around and do a shot right from the front, because when we look at the cues on this thing, it's very, very different. When we come back, once again, we look at Tony's F12 and then come across to this. I mean, it's Ferrari, but it's very, very different. So really cool to see. Thank you for bringing that out to the owner. Jace from Next Level Details R8. One of our photographers, Jay's 4GT, one of the new NSX. Great car, completely underestimated, you know, like people they didn't sell like they thought they're going to. Now, beautiful Lambo here. This thing, what was cool about this is seeing the owner drive it. He knows how to drive a supercar. This thing pulls in, he needs to back it back. He sits out of it, sits his backside on the step, reverses it back in the way a supercar is meant to be reversed. So really cool. Paul's car, another R8 there. Another one of our regulars is very, very cool looking Lambo. Their race car as well, this very cool Speed 1 R8. Another Lambo next to it, probably one of the rarest Ferraris here. Look at this. Isn't this great? For sale too, so a real classic. Another Ferrari, another Lambo. So many beautiful cars this morning. Gary in his 458 Italia. This Porsche, beautifully wrapped by the guys at Next Level Detail. That was in the Gold Rush Rally. A McLaren, Audi. Another McLaren here, beautiful LT. Lambo, really nice HRE wheels on that. Senna, look at this. This is just so beautiful, this car. What a lovely car. Wonderful. Next to it, another Lambo. Nice wrap on it. Another NSX 430 Ferrari. One of the new R8, I'll get it in a minute. C8s. Too many 8s, remember. Next to an R8. Porsche. Audi. Next to it's a i8. See, 8s everywhere. Porsche running an LS Transplant and another Porsche down here. Row of Volkswagen Buses there. Really cool. Love this one. Really nicely done. Beautiful interior. I love that flip out windshield. Beetle. Another one there. Look at the old Ford hot rod in there. Another Volkswagen bus there. And another one. 323i. Another bus there. Isn't this pretty? Packard. What a lovely car. Mustang. Really nice C28 with that beautiful houndstooth interior. Of course, that 302 small block Chev. Then we roll up to Hal's beautiful little Fiat microbus. The multiplier. This thing, believe it or not, seats 6 people. 6 people. I think it's about 22 horsepower, 22 and a half horsepower to be exact. I wouldn't want to go up a steep hill with 6 sumo wrestlers in it, I don't think. A couple of Porsches. I love that car so much. Corvette, beautiful GT3 RS. Really nice Lambo here. Check this out. What a nice color. That's really, really pretty. One of the new Supras. Let's look at aftermarket strut brace on that. Audi. Wow, this is nice, isn't it? This is a big Plymouth. Chevy. Mustang. Challenger. Beautiful GT500. Check this thing out. This is a Nash hot rod running a small block Chev. Very, very tough. Actually for sale too. Another Mustang there. Robert's Mustang with that beautiful Whipple supercharger. By far the best supercharger on those Mustangs. Another Mustang there, and then finally down here, one of our volunteers, John's beautiful Alfa Romeo. Classic Corvette. Look at those side pipes on that thing. Very nice. R35. Jaguar. See the similar lines of that Ferrari we just looked at before? Prowler. Check this thing out. Man, that's kind of cool, isn't it? Big old car, two-door too. Just trying to figure out what it is. It's a Studebaker. Look at that. Very cool, 1940 Studebaker. Always great to see cars that we don't get here very often, you know? Very cool. Morning, guys. C7 Corvette. Nice Chevy there, 327 small block, great motor, 34. Another Chevy there, 65 Riv. Another Corvette there, beautiful. Little tiny Mini for sale. Mercedes. A R35, some bit of copper plating, it looks like, on the all the intakes and everything. Bit of extra work on that. Nicely done, nice aero on the front of that, carbon fibre. International Scout, what a great vehicle. A Gen 6 Camaro running on a E4 supercharger on that. Z28, sorry, Z06, should I say. Oh, this is beautiful, and this is a really nice looking GTO. This thing is so original, such a beautiful looking car. And next to it, a beautiful looking 442. Nice new C8, lovely Austin Healey. Another one next to it. Love this car. This is really tastefully done. Black wire wheels, and then everything's done in like a matte black. And it's actually a dark, you probably can't see it in the video, it's a really dark green. What a lovely car. Another Austin Healey there, beautiful red and black interior to match the Suzuki, and another one all lined up through there. Another Riv in the weeds, beautiful Corvette. Classic old Falcon Ute running that, or Ranchero, I call it a Ute because that's what they call it in Australia, inline 6. Little beach buggy there, and then rolling through Volkswagen, another little Volkswagen there, slammed. Cute little Lotus, Porsche, and another Porsche down here. One of the regulars with a Ferrari here, and then here's our regulars, the Supreme Court, all lined up along here.
10.
We were missing somebody.
Yeah, female.
Yeah, exactly. Look at that. This mask is as useless as that, Governor. I'm supposed to stay politically neutral. Okay, I'm supposed to. Yeah, front and center, yeah. A couple of Ford, Dan's Ford delivery there. I'm not going to get political. I promised myself I wouldn't. But if he bans internal combustion engines, then I'll change. Thunderbird there, rolling through, lots of cool cars through here. Isn't that cool? Twin carbs on that Mopar there. Chevy running a big block. Porsche, Belvedere, we looked at that last week. And then a previous car of the week winner, this beautiful Roadrunner Superbird. This thing is so cool. Original car too, by the way. Isn't this cool? Tastefully done. Cabernet. So this is 37 Ford. Look at the injection in this thing. Very nicely done. Really, really nicely done. Very cool. Very nicely done. Next to it, 69 Camaro, Chevy 2. Trans Am sitting there.
78 Trans Am.
78, isn't that cool? So 77, 78 had that sort of front end. By the time they got to 79, it no longer had that little honeycomb grille there. They actually dropped it in. It looked completely different. This era was first, of course, made famous by the first Smoke in the Bandit movie. That's what they used in that. Check out this beautiful looking Bronco. Really nicely done. Running a Ford engine there, guessing it's probably 351, but who knows these days with so many different crate engines available. A couple of Mustangs sitting side by side. A nice looking Gen 6 Camaro there, running a LT4 engine with that supercharger on it. Chevelle in a copper colour. Great looking old truck, old Dodge truck. That is not an old Dodge truck engine sitting in there. That's really, really nicely done. Very different. Hey, check this out, Gen 2 Camaro. This is clean. This is really clean. This is like car of the week winner clean. Look at the way that LS has been put in there. Very nicely done. Check this out. Interior. Somebody's excited behind me, the kid. Do we know who owns this? No? If he goes to leave, don't let him. I think this has got to be, who thinks this should be car of the week?
I was thinking the same thing when I was over there.
Right.
I was really,
I don't know, that's the Chevelle over there.
No. You own the Chevelle, right?
I like the Chevelle.
Yeah. That's cool. Don't let this guy leave. Very nice. Next to it, beautiful looking C6 Plymouth. Next to it, Boss Bird, Falcon, Futura, Mustang here. And then our other group of likely suspects sitting over here. We got another group up there we call the Supreme Court. What are we going to call you guys?
I don't know.
Yeah. Ford truck there. And another, look at this. Isn't that clean? 56. That's kind of cool. Look at that blower on that thing, B&M. Next to another car of the week winner, this beautiful 68 Camaro. All original, great car, 327. Pretty looking AC Cobra, isn't that lovely? It's such a great car. So iconic. 1970 240Z Datsun, isn't that great? The car that really put these guys on the map. Nobody really took the Japanese seriously as sports car builders until that thing came along. Great car. Next to it, beautiful looking GTO. BMW. Porsche in silver. Excuse me guys, can I sneak around you there? Great looking Chevy 3100 truck. Supra. Such an iconic, nicely done under here too. Look at all the work that somebody's done on this. Really nicely done. These engines have got probably some of the most potential. You know, the only other engine that I would consider to have that inline six, this sort of potential. In Australia, Ford built an engine called the Barra. That's B-A-R-R-A. Actually named after barramundi fish. That motor was probably one of the best engines ever built. Inline six, capable of, 12, 1800 horsepower. El Camino, really great engine. Same with that Supra engine, amazing. Small block Chev, and that seats 10, I think that is. Look at this engine and this Oldsmobile rocket. Triple carbs, nicely done. Chevy 2, running a small block there. Great looking GTS. 57 Chevy, running a transplant. So that's an LS1 if it's 5.7 on it. Very nicely done. Next to it, 427 in the Corvette. Couple of Fords sitting there. Very nice. Another one of our regulars in this van. We're going to have a detailed look at this thing one day. You've done a lot of work to it.
Yeah, anytime.
Very cool. Thank you for bringing it out. 32. This is what I love about the show. We get so much diversity. I mean, if you look at this van, somebody's put as much time, attention and money into this as any of the other cars, and people will sometimes walk past something like this and overlook it as a custom, but they shouldn't. Because if somebody loves this thing and has put the work into it, it deserves to be here every bit as much as, for example, that cool looking 32 that's next to it, the small block. Great to see. Classic old Jaguar, excellent FJ40 Land Cruiser, still got the original engine in it as well. Oh, I just love these things. As I've said many times, this is what I learned to drive in, and I've got such a soft spot for it. This thing's running the old 3 on the floor. Very cool. So I can't see the year on it, but if I was to guess, it would probably be a 68 or 69 because of those indicators on the front, especially with the 3-speed. From here, they went from that style to a round indicator on the side, then a big chunky square, and then they squared this off in the later ones, sort of late 70s. So very cool. Then they went to a 4-speed gearbox as well. Very cool. K5 Blazer next to it, looking great. This is nice too, isn't it? This is a flat black Ford truck, but here's the nice things. Notice the detail of that sort of sandy color that they've then got through on the wheels. Really nice brown leather interior. Brought that color into the gauges and the steering wheel. Tastefully done. Next to it, really nice looking 69 with a big block in it. That looks cool, very original. Love the red interior as well. Somebody's put some headrests on those seats. I don't think they would have come with that. Just a safety thing they would have added later. Next to a very nice looking Charger. Look at the wheels on this thing. Really nicely done. Let's have a look. Big rubber on the back. And then, unlike a lot of cars where they'll put a more modern engine, they've stayed with this 446 pack, and I would too. Such an iconic engine. And the cool thing about this motor is the guy who owns it can probably still work on it too and tune it himself, whereas it's the downside of, you put a modern motor in a car and all of a sudden you've got to run a computer system to keep the thing going. Look at the pistol grip shifter in there as well. Very nice. Very, very nice. Corvette next to a Hellcat Porsche Boxster S. Gen 6 Camaro ZR1 running that really nice LS9, probably one of the best motors Chevy's ever built. Porsche Mustang. Hey, this is cool, check this out. Big old Galaxy 390 in that thing. Very nice. Check out this car. I think this is a little Ford Anglia. Running a small block Chev in there, which is really cool. Massive rubber on the back. I've seen this car around for years. Very cool. Next to one of the regulars, great looking Volkswagen bus. Next row, Porsche. And another Porsche. And a little Volkswagen. The beginning of the hot hatches. There's that Galaxy that was just pulling in. Love it. Mustang. Toyota 86 next to a Prowler. GT350 Mustang, of course, running that flat plain crank engine. Another GT350, the original colours. Hey, that's cool next to it, isn't it? One of the original old Shelby's there. Another one there. Another Mustang there, and then a Corvette. There's another one of these Corvettes with an LS9. Love that engine. Another Corvette. Chevy C10. Running small block in that. Lexus. 435i BMW. Jaguar. Look at the size of the engine and the Viper of that V10. What a great motor. Of course, not put in anything anymore because they're getting more horsepower out of that supercharged engine they're running in the Hellcat and the Demon. But still, for its day, great engine. Little Miata there, a couple of them side by side. Another one there. 427 in that Corvette. What a great looking Ford truck here with those orange wheels. Really nice, running a small block in it. El Camino, big block in that one. Just such a great engine. Just move through these guys. Another El Camino through there. Hugger orange, which is a beautiful colour. Old drop top Mercedes. This is one of my favourite cars. Now this guy brought this thing in. Look at that motor. That's serious stuff. It's running a blower from the blower shop, which I'm guessing is an 871. Big block. This thing came in and he was able to drive this thing nice and quietly. If I was to guess the horsepower on this thing, it would be somewhere between 800 and 1,000 would be my guess. And yet he was able to bring this thing in quietly. If he can get this in quietly, there's no excuse why anyone shouldn't be able to bring their cars in quietly. Next to it, great looking Chevy truck, 3100, running a newer engine, obviously. That's an injected small block in there. Very, very nice. Look at the wheels on this. Nicely done. Great colour scheme, very tasteful. 56, my daughter Sophie's favourite Chev, and I asked her why, and she said, because I like this rectangular front blinkers on this as opposed to 55, which is sort of moon shaped. That's why I like 56s as well. I've never told her that. Kind of funny she picked the same thing. MGB next to a beautiful little Triumph. What a great car. Speaking of great cars, a 67 Camaro, small block. Another AC Cobra there. A Gen 6 Camaro next to a Corvette. Next to a old school Chevy truck, those wheels on it. And then speaking of old school, a gasser, check this. So the thing that made a gasser iconic, of course, was the fact that they were lifted up. But they also, if you look underneath, they had a solid one-piece axle underneath the front. Now the whole reason about lifting this thing up is when you take off, it transfers all the weight towards the back of the vehicle, helping you get traction. So gassers are a really iconic vehicle. Check out this crazy old 56 Oldsmobile sedan. Four-door hardtop. So why do they call it a four-door hardtop? Notice there's no C or B pillar coming through the roof there. So when you wind the windows down, it's like completely open, giving it the feel of a two-door, even though it's a four-door. Isn't that great to see? Once again, not a common car to see. We see lots of 56 Chevys, but we don't see, and Fords as well, but not many Oldsmobiles. So great to see. Great looking old 32 there running a small block. We'll skip past that, shouldn't be in here. Another FJ40 Land Cruiser. Isn't that great? I was talking earlier, see those round indicators on this? That was what they followed from the ones we looked at before. Mercedes convertible next to a classic Mustang. Got some spaces thinning out now. We were full just a few minutes ago, but a little bit later in the day of the video. Pontiac, another Pontiac, aka Holden Monaro, AMG. Seriously wrapped and serious cow hood on this thing. Gen 6 Camaro SS, nicely done too. Lexus with a nice carbon fibre hood as well. Porsche, Mustang for sale. Another great looking Mustang there. Miata next to Hyundai. Check this one out. Look at the work somebody's done on that car. Love it. BMW, little Toyota. Chevy, very nice. El Camino, running a big block. This is nice too, isn't it? Chevelle, old school big block in it. And yet it's running, looks like an F5 fast fuel injection system on it, which is cool. So in other words, bolts on like a standard 4-bolt on a carburetor, but you've got the ability of running O2 sensors in the headers and then tuning it like it's a fuel injected car. So still the owner can still use a little handheld computer to tune it in a similar way you would a carburetor, but you get better efficiency, better power, and also less likely of leaning it out and doing damage to the engine. So very cool. And then a 55 up here. This old hot rod here, it's an old Ford. I'm guessing it was probably done in the 90s with the colour scheme, maybe early 2000s. It's probably quite a car in its day. Mustang, still nicely done too, by the way. Porsche C7 R35, really beautiful engine in those things. They look good. BMW, one of the regulars Mustang with those carbon fibre fenders on it, lots of aero. Infiniti, another Mustang there. GTI, and then a cute little Porsche down here. Love the colour. Volkswagen here. Notice this is not your typical GTI. This is actually the 6-cylinder engine. Nicely done. Someone's done a lot of work cleaning this up. Carbon fibre wrap on the back of that. And certified, I won't say it on the video, but nicely done. They're a good engine, really good. Next to it, row of GTIs through here, all the way through. Hey, nice wheels on that. Different, aren't they? BMW, little master speed, great engine. These are a 2.3 litre with a turbocharger. The only problem was they did have issues with the turbocharger actually blowing. They did the same engine with slightly more horsepower in the MPS 6 or master speed 6 as we had here in the US. This is 2-wheel drive. The 6 was actually all-wheel drive. Lexus, Honda, purple and gold, Honda. Stevens GTI, previous car of the week winner. Also SEMA Young Guns finalist as well. Supra, another Toyota there. Acura, Mitsubishi, BRZ. They're a great looking little car, BRZ and the FRS. R35 there. They've really held their own too over the years. They don't look dated after all these years. A Subaru, a Mercedes with a wrap. Big old Lincoln, Porsche, two of them side by side. Charger, Dodge Demon, nice colour. Isn't this great? Old delivery van, running a newer engine in it. Another of the new Supras. A couple of Nissans. These things are really starting to pull a following. Have a look at the lines of it. Still great lines. Still, good following. V6 engine, turbocharged. Once again, underrated. A lot of people don't even notice them, don't even know they're out there, but they're great cars. Ford truck, big Chevy there, blower on that one too. I bet that gives a few people a hurry up and a surprise. Corvette, Mercedes, interesting colour, and a CTSV, and they're rolling through to a really nice looking Chevy truck down here. Isn't that nice? Very simple but really clean. S2000, high revving engine, not a lot of torque, but man do they rev. BMW. Another BMW. Thinning out over here now as some of the people leave. Evo, such a shame they killed. There are a couple of motorcycles. CBR Honda over there. Another, let's say, don't know what that is. Yes, a Suzuki, sorry. Yeah, nice little Suzuki. Infiniti, just for something different. Here's another Infiniti. Nissan, a couple of them side by side. Another Infiniti, lots of them. Stinger. AMG. Another little Evo there. Classic old Porsche here. Really nice. Subaru next to a Corvette. What a mix of cars. Bit of a survivor BMW here. Another BMW next to it. Subi. Then a Volkswagen. Classic old Volvo there. Old F-150. Cadillac. Toyota 86. We got 1, 2, 3 of them aftermarket hood with vents in that one. And then that's actually Scion, same car, different badging. And then a little BMW there. Then a row of BMWs up through here. Check this out, M2, row of M2s through here. M2 rolling through, M6 in there. And then M3 at the end. So let's roll through the last row. We got a GT500 up there, great car next to it, a GT350, a F150 FJ Cruiser, Mustang. Wow, some aero on this thing, check that out. Lots of work, lots of wide body kit on it, really nice looking wheels. Next to it, little Acura NSX, what a great car, especially for the time. Porsche, a couple of grey Mustangs side by side, 5 litre Honda, little Toyota 86 drop top BMW, nice car. Porsche, Kia, Hellcat sitting there, great looking car, great engine in that thing too. Nissan, Honda, you know, Mopar knew that they couldn't produce a car that could corner like the Mustang and Camaro, so they just went after the straight line market. Very clever. Subaru. Lots of work done to this. Lots of work done to it. Very cool. A little Miata and another one just there. Audi, really nice looking wheels on that thing. Good morning. Nice grey colour too. Subaru Brz. Beamer, very clean. Audi there. Yamaha R1. How tiny is this thing? It's like a, you know, somebody's roller skate. Look at the size of this. But you know what? It's very cool. Somebody's put a little aftermarket air cleaner on it. I just love the fact that somebody's grabbed this thing and making sure that it people see it and it doesn't get forgotten, because cars like this are iconic, you know. Really good to see. Cappuccino. Isn't that cool? Little Suzuki with a quick release steering wheel. So what we do is we go for a walk with his steering wheel when the owner's not looking, and now he's got no way of getting home. True story, I went to do that to a guy in a Lamborghini a few months ago. Took his quick release off because he was making a bit of noise with it. I said, if you do that, I'll do that. And he reached over on his passenger seat, had a spare steering wheel. So very cool. Thanks for bringing it out, guys. That's kind of cool. A Charger. There's the ringing. I don't know what that's doing there. Audi, and then a Mercedes, and then a Mustang down the end. Beautiful looking Corvette. Love that colour. Next to it, one of the new Bentley SUVs. Very quick car. Really nice dark green Gen 6 Camaro. Next to a GTO. BMW. Bentley. And a golf cart. Should have put that in the exotics row. Nice looking C8. Love the red interior in that. Another R35. Classic old Mustang. The Invicta and our regulars. Good morning. And then that Focus RS. Love that blue. It's a really nice colour. Believe it or not, it's actually metallic. Really nice. So check this out. This is lot 2. We don't even have time to go through all of this. Panning all the way around. All full today. And then down here we've got a ZR1 and then a beautiful looking Lambo there. Aventador. It's pretty. And then a new Corvette C8 next to a Porsche. What a great turnout today. Let's do some motorcycles. Tom's beautiful BMW. Let me ride that the other day. Love it. Harley. Another Harley there. Look at this Indian. Isn't that pretty? They've made some beautiful motorcycles there. And I love the simplicity of the engine. They haven't overdone it with fins like you get on an air-cooled motorcycle. Nice Honda. Lovely orange. This is one of my favourite ones too. This is a BMW stripped-down cafe racer. Love how clean this. Wheels, seat, handlebars, fuel tank, engine, frame. That's it. That's true spirit of a cafe racer. Love it. Oh, and brakes, of course, because you may need them. You may need them. Love that motorcycle. Kawasaki, rolling through here. Yamaha. Yamaha here as well. Triumph Bonneville. I rented one of those the other day. The guys at OC Motorcycles, great deal on Triumph and also Motor Guzzi. I rented one of these from them the other day. It was so great. Definitely going to go back and do the same. They had a little Rebel for Sarah to ride, which was great. KTM, that's nice, isn't it? Kawasaki Z900. So the cool thing about this thing is it is a new motorcycle that looks like the old original Yamahas. Now listen to this thing. Hear that noise? That is Ducati dry clutch. That is such a great noise, so iconic. So Motor Guzzi. So Motor Guzzi there, and then of course the Triumph over there. Go and see the guys at OC Motorcycles. They sell both of them and rent them as well. Harley Davidson, isn't that pretty? Really clean, simplistic Aprilia. Probably the fastest motorcycle here today. In fact, it's probably the fastest vehicle here. I hope no one races that for pink slips because they're going to win. BMW, Ninja. Harley over here, big Indian over here. Isn't that cool? So that's it for another week of South OC Cars and Coffee. What an amazing turnout today. Everybody well behaved so far. I really appreciate that. Big thank you to everyone for trying to come in quieter, and those people with noisy cars using that entrance by Chick-fil-A really helps us. Please make sure to exit by Chick-fil-A and turn right. Don't turn left, go past all those houses and make all that noise. It really, really will help. A big thank you, of course, to our volunteers. We could not do this without you. Our sponsors, Next Level Detail and Maguire's. And of course, big thank you to Outlets of San Clemente for allowing us to be here. To Ruby's, to Rockwell's, to Starbucks for the coffee and the donuts. Great support. Thank you so much. Have a great week. We'll see you back here next week for another South OC Cars and Coffee. So starting off with James's Camaro. No, that's right, my car's still not on the road. Then we go to Tony's beautiful F12. Next to it, speaking of beautiful, this is a brand new Ferrari Roma. This is one of the more affordable Ferraris. It's a brand new chassis, brand new interior. It's actually a V8. It's not a V12 like Tony's F12 is. One of the most beautiful interiors, which they say is going to be carried over into future models. It's a really interesting car because it doesn't look like other Ferraris. You can see design cues. You know, when you look at them between Tony's car and this car, you can see some similarities. But when you get to the back, it's a very different look. You know, there's Tony's F12, that classic Ferrari look. This has gone to a whole different look with those 4 tail lights that aren't round anymore, which is obviously a Ferrari signature look. Really interesting, nice car, beautiful color, great to see it here. Let's go around and do a shot right from the front, because when we look at the cues on this thing, it's very, very different. When we come back, once again, we look at Tony's F12 and then come across to this. I mean, it's Ferrari, but it's very, very different. So really cool to see. Thank you for bringing that out to the owner.